Hello and welcome everyone. This is a new episode of Score Sheet, and as usual we promised our dear viewers that we are not going to focus on only one sport or only one game. We are going to tackle and to follow every and each Egyptian champ in every field of sports, in every game. And now we do have a beauty who is a star in badminton. It's not that popular in Egypt, but she did great whenever it comes to badminton. She is going to be remembered not only now but for decades to come. Right after the short break, I'm going to be back with my dear guest live here in the studio, so stay tuned only on Nile TV International. Welcome back. Well, this beauty is here with me, and I'm honored to have her, as she is the only Egyptian and Arab to participate in Beijing Olympic Games on the African Arab level in this game in badminton. Also she had a lot of achievements on that levels too, and she has just returned from Congo Brazzaville, where the All Africa Games were there, and she returned back with 2 medals. So let me welcome my dear guest, Hadia Hosni. Hadia, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much.
And would you please forgive my ignorance when it comes to badminton, because it's not that popular. But first, why badminton? I'd like to know your history with this game first.
Before badminton, I used to play rhythmic gymnastics, squash and horse riding. And I was one of the best, maybe 5 under 12 years old in rhythmic gymnastics. And then I had an injury and I had to stop 1 year, and it was really very hard to come back to rhythmic gymnastics because the training is like 4 to 5 hours per day, and it was very hard on my knees. So I came back to squash, and during
squash it's not less difficult at all. It needs a lot of fitness.
Yeah, but the practice is just 1 hour, and I started gradually coming back to court, so it wasn't that hard for me. And by chance I met my squash coach in school, and he was a national badminton team player, and he asked me to try badminton. I went with him after school, and I practiced for 3 weeks badminton, and I came 3rd in the nationals under 12 years old. And then
that you fell in love with this kind of sport just immediately? I mean, you had it as a hobby first, or you knew that you were going to be something in badminton?
No, I didn't know about badminton before trying it. It was all of a sudden I went there, practiced, and I fell in love with it. It's similar to squash, but at the same time it's the fastest racket player.
A racket,
yeah, it's a racket sport, the fastest racket sport in the world, and it needs more flexibility and speed, and I think it does have everything about an athlete. You have to be focused to get the shuttle on time, and it's not very easy to bring the shuttle, to smash the shuttle into the opponent's court. It was very good that I'm playing in front of a player, not in the same court with the player, so it was different than squash for me. And I really enjoyed it a lot, and I stayed practicing badminton since then. And it's my favorite.
Great. But since unfortunately there is no coaches or there is no fields for badminton here, you decided to go Egypt, and you decided to continue in another country, in another continent, Let us know the story.
Well, I've been practicing in Egypt since I was 11 until until 2011. And 2011 I had to travel to UK by the support of my dad, because he wanted me to do my masters at the same time while practicing before the Olympic Games. And to try for the Olympic Games I needed to practice more and more, so the best choice was University of Bath in UK, where I had my practice morning and afternoon, and I had to do my research as well in medical biosciences. So it was the best choice to go there.
First, medical biosciences, meaning that this is a very difficult kind of studying. Meaning that you need to focus, you need to manage your time between studying and making your research, and in the same time to practice. But when I was searching on the internet, I've read a very wonderful, I should say, article about you, and by the University of Bath, saying that you were unique, whether in your studying or in practicing your favorite sport or your favorite hobby by then. How could you do it?
Well, before going to UK, I was pharmacy Ain Shams University graduate, so I was used to the tough studying and work. All my life was...
But you were supported here by your family, as far as I know, yeah, that you were in the UK on your own. Wasn't it that difficult for you as a young lady?
Of course it was hard, but it was a short period of time. It was only 1 year, and they used to come to me maybe every couple of months. They didn't leave me alone there. And they came and watched also the Olympic Games. And
in London?
In London, yeah.
Ah, you participated in London, not in Beijing?
I participated in both. In both. Beijing 2008.
Yeah.
By that time I was the 3rd African in the world ranking, but after the waiting list I qualified to Beijing, so I played Beijing. I was qualified like 2 weeks before Beijing. And then I also...
It was such a very short period of time. If you want to have any comment on that, if you want to remember with us those days.
Well, this is actually the best moment in Beijing. My first match. I was very excited in this match, and I couldn't believe that I won a better ranked player than me. She was from Mexico. It was a happy moment actually after this match, because I thought of participating at the Olympic Games, but I didn't think about winning a match at the Olympic Games, so it was really great for me. Besides, it was a great experience, of course.
Sure.
And by that time I was 19 years old, so I wasn't that old. So after Beijing, I participated also in London 2012, but in 2012 I was the best African player. By that time I was number 1, so I qualified as the top badminton player in Africa.
The good old days.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But inshallah they're going to be repeated.
Yeah, inshallah.
Yeah.
Inshallah we still have Rio, so until last year I didn't decide to go for the qualifications period, but this year I think I get the support from the ministry, from the Egyptian Federation is supporting very much, and the Olympic Committee as well. So I decided to go once more for the qualification period and try. Maybe I qualify for the 3rd time, so maybe this time I make history as a 3rd time, not only twice.
Yeah.
For Egypt. Yeah.
And we have just returned from Congo Brazzaville for the All Africa Games. What about this experience?
Actually, this experience was great for me because it's my first ever All African Games singles and mixed doubles as well bronze medal. I usually get medals in in African Cup and African tournaments, but I never got it in All African Games. I only got the first also in Egyptian history 8 years ago with Ala Mohammed Youssef in doubles. We got a bronze medal in All African Games in Algeria 2007 as the first ever All African Games medal for badminton Egypt. But this time as a singles and mixed doubles, I'm really honored to raise the flag high, and I aimed for the gold, but since it's bronze, I also don't mind. It's okay for me.
Yes, two bronze, not
yeah,
only one.
Two bronze in two different events. So it was very good for me. Also, after returning back to playing badminton again, I'm really glad I made it. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, thank God. But what about your preparations ahead of any international event like that? I mean, you double your hours of training, for example. You go into camps. What do you do?
Well, since the beginning of Ramadan, we've been in a closed camp with the national team. We practiced 2 times a day, plus the fitness. I think it was the best year for camps this year, since the federation is supporting a lot, and they are doing lots of camps together with the other players, so it was good sparring as well with my national team colleagues.
And in addition to your family, you're supported by others. Then say hello.
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 Hi.
Hi.
This is Doctor?
Yes, this is Mohi Al-Mazar.
Dr. Mohi.
How are you? How are you, Hadia?
I'm good, Dr. Mohi. I'm fine, thank you.
Then we do have via phone Dr. Mohi, the Dean of the Faculty of Pharmacy, where Hadia is the assistant lecturer. And she told me just before being on air that you were one of the main reasons behind the success story she's leading. And she told me also that without the support of her family and you at work, sir, she would never be here with me speaking about medals. Thank you very much first. And what can you tell us about Hadia?
Actually, first I want to congratulate her and all her friends in the Tournament of Africa. Actually, they raised the name of Egypt in a way with the new spirit of the new Egypt and the Egyptians what they should be. And Hadia actually is not having only my support. I think the support of the whole faculty, the university, and her friends, all TAs, who are doing, backing up for her work when she's away, and her students as well. Her students really love her. I can say she's a symbol of perfection. Hadia is always good what she's doing, not only in sport, in research, in teaching, and everything. And I'm sure she has
say anything.
and will have our support all the time.
Inshallah.
Thank you, Dr. Mohi, very much. This is my pleasure actually working with you, and to have your support also. This really means a lot for me. Thank you very much, Dr. Mohi.
It's always our pleasure, and I think it's an honor for all of us for you to be there and raise Egypt's flag all the time.
Thank you, Dr. Mohi.
Thank you.
Professor Mohi, thank you very much for being with us, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. It's not my opinion, it's not my point of view. This is your professor or your boss at work's opinion, so congratulations for the achievements you're doing. But tomorrow is another day. What are your plans for tomorrow, Hadia?
Well, my plans for tomorrow, we still have a long way to qualify for Rio Olympics 2016. So we need to go back to practice and go for tournaments, and we have to get some points from the tournaments, not only in singles, because I'm also playing mixed doubles with
So you do have a busy schedule.
Yeah, I do.
And you should tell us more about your diet. You should tell us about your way, how to prepare yourself for the Olympic Games, or how to prepare yourself for the qualifications period to be prepared for Rio. All these things we are going to know from Hadia, but right after the short break. Welcome back. Hadia, you were speaking about the dream to qualify to Rio 2016. Is it a dream or something which can be realized on the ground?
Well, for me, after London, I think Rio is a dream because I didn't think about playing a third Olympic Games. So I hope that this dream will come true after the hard work and the support of my family, my colleagues, my coaches, and the federation and the ministry and the Olympic Committee. So I will work hard, and hopefully this dream will come true. And I wish this time not only to participate in the Olympic Games, but make better results than the 2 times before.
Yeah. What coaches? Are they Egyptians?
Yeah, the national team coach now is Mahmoud Izzat. He's an Egyptian. And all through since I started when I was 11, I had Coach Tamer, Coach Yahya, Coach Zakaria, and Coach Mustafa before London, before Beijing. And I've practiced also in international world training centers. Like in Bulgaria, I had a Chinese coach, and
China and badminton.
China
one of
is
the most
best.
popular games there. Yeah,
China is really a great country, and they do have the most badminton players in the world.
Then who is your role model?
My role model? Actually, she's from Spain, Carolina Marin, and she's very young, talented player, and she came on top of all the Chinese players.
Wow.
And she won last year the World Championships and this year as well, so she's been twice.
How old is she?
She's 24 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, she's
very
young.
Very young.
And later also in UK I had Pete Bush, who was my UK team bath coach. And I practiced also with a Belarusian coach, and so I think I practiced with the whole world.
Good for you, just to gain experience
actually
from all those people.
I learned from every one of them, and I even learned from the sparring players who were less than me and better than me. I usually try to get the best out of the one who's in front of me or teaching me anything, because people see you much better than you see yourself.
And do you think also that practicing squash, practicing gymnastics, practicing horse riding, practicing a lot of other sports before going into badminton, these sports added to you just before going there? I mean, it's adding to your mental fitness and physical fitness, because having two together maybe one of the main reasons behind being good at a sport like badminton.
Of course, the sports background that my family have put me in, they made me try a lot of sports. This really helped me a lot to choose my best sport and to be better in it, because I was flexible from rhythmic gymnastics. And my role model also from rhythmic gymnastics was my sister, because she was the African champion in rhythmic gymnastics. And I learned from
There's something
each sport.
genetic or something?
Well, I'm the granddaughter of Sayed Nusayr, so maybe something.
There's something genetic.
Maybe, I don't know. And my dad was also a swimmer. And my
what
mom
have you
was
said about your sister?
She's the African champion in rhythmic gymnastics.
What's her name?
Nadine.
Okay, then say hello.
Hello.
Hi, Nadia.
Hi, Nadine. I missed you.
I miss you too.
Nadine, hello. I didn't know that you were also a champion in another kind of sports, and I've just asked your sister if there's something genetic. Then I knew that you are the granddaughters of Sayed Nusayr, meaning that you are both coming from such a sports family. So congratulations first, and tell me about your sister. Tell me about Hadia. Was it that obvious from the beginning that she's that talented, or you both were that talented that you are going to be something in the field of sports, or you gained experience a day after the other with the support of your family and of your teachers? You tell me.
Well, it's definitely both, because maybe it runs in our genes, and our family discovered this, so they pushed us from the beginning to start rhythmic gymnastics. Well, actually gymnastics as the artistic and general gymnastics since we were I was 6 and Hadi was just 4. Then we continued. We loved actually the sport, the gymnastics and rhythmic gymnastics in particular. So we were training very hard every day. And then when Hadi got injured in her knee, she shifted to playing squash, horse riding, and then badminton. When they actually her teachers and coaches found out that she could make it, and she did it very quickly. She reached the top in Egypt and then in Africa very quickly.
Say something to your sis. I'm going to be out of camera and say something to your sis.
I miss you, Nadine. And it's been a pleasure to be your sister. And you've been always... I usually learn from you, and even if you shout at me before the matches, I ignore this, and then I try to do my best for you. Thanks, Nuna.
Thank you. And I wish that my son would be a champion like Kadia, because actually I've reached the level of the African championships and just joined and participated in World Cups, but I've never imagined myself being an Olympian for a couple of times. So I wish you would be able to join Rio as well. And best of luck.
Nadine, thank you very much for being with us, and and I hope that we can have you here as another champ in another episode of Score Sheet when you return back from Italy. Thank you very much, Nadine.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nuna.
Yeah, I hope that you are going to continue the same way with this nice, lovely, unique bond. Not only as two sisters, but also as a fan and as a supporter. This is very important. We should speak a little bit about tips to be taken, or steps to be taken before the qualifications period. I mean, are you on a special diet, for example? Are you on a special program? Are you to participate in a special camp for this? What are you going to do in specific?
Well, first of all, training is the first thing we have to go through, to practice twice a day. Of course, this is not regularly, but at least before the main tournaments, which gives us lots of points for
when
the
is the coming tournament?
Well, we have one in the feast next week. So,
here in Egypt?
No, it's in Ethiopia.
Okay.
Our federation is planning to make us play all the African tournaments to gain more points for the world ranking. And after that, we will also participate in some other internationals, like also Nigeria International, and we do have also a couple more in Europe, maybe, because we need at least 10.
And are you going to participate in all of them?
At least we need 10 international tournaments to get to be into the qualifications, because they usually take the best 10 tournaments.
Yeah.
So at least we play 10, and also some others.
And this Addis Ababa tournament is going to be the first one out of
No. The All African one counts.
Yeah. Okay.
And also we played two before All African Games, which counts also. We played one in Lagos, and we got good results there. We've got.
Then this coming one is going to be the fourth.
Yeah,
inshallah.
Inshallah, it will be the fourth. So we still have a long way to end the qualifications in a good way, and the best thing is time management for the tournaments, for the practice, for work also. I'm not on a diet, but it's really very important to take care of what we are eating, especially before the tournaments. This is my question.
Are you doing this on your own, or you do have a nutritionist in the coaching body of your of the national team to tell you what to eat and what not to eat, or at least to let you know how you're going to manage if something happened, if you gained weight, if something like that?
We don't have a nutritionist, but we as players are trying our best to avoid the things that are not possible to be eaten during the tournaments. And I think it's really important to have a nutritionist. It's a good thing, a good point to look at. And maybe after now I should contact a nutritionist and
contact a nutritionist. And you are already
I'm a pharmacologist, but not a nutritionist.
Biological sciences Biological science, it's related a way or another.
Kind of related, but I'm more into the drugs and not into the food and stuff. So it's really important thing.
Any dreams you want to talk about? It's Rio and that's it?
Well, I hope we are into the top 50 in the world, so because it's really very hard. And to qualify in the mixed doubles, we should be in the top 50. So I hope we are in the top 50. And we had some medals in international challenges, so I'm wishing for a Grand Prix medal, of course. And hopefully get better results and do my PhD. And so
are you on your PhD already?
Well, I'm registering my PhD, so I hope I'm able to go.
Before leaving you, Hadia, whenever it comes to such difficult studies like the one you are conducting, and badminton, and to think about qualifying to Rio, and this is going to be, inshallah, the 3rd Olympic Games, things like that. When do you have your social life?
Well, I do have a social life. My family, I usually try not to miss any gatherings because we gather a lot as the big family. My friends, I try to go for every outing they're going. Like long time ago when I was a kid, I didn't have so much time to go out and to go all the gatherings and everything. But now I do really try to manage my time to...
You know why I'm asking this question? Because whenever it comes to a champ like you and to someone who is dreaming for more achievements and more medals to grab, many would say that, oh, they are all the time in the club, they are all the time there in the exhausting hours of training, and after that they are to study, and then they do not have social life. Oh, why I'm going just to have this kind of life? I want to enjoy myself and that's it. I'd like you to tell the youth that being a champ, of course, it's exhausting, but it deserves first. And this does not mean that you are not going to have a social life, that you are going to enjoy every and each moment, but just with time planning, with good time planning.
Yeah, of course, good time planning is the best thing to enjoy your life. And even during practice, we do really have a social life. I coach also some kids, so they really mean a lot to me.
How many hats you're wearing, dear?
I think a lot. Yeah. I just came back from coaching them, and I do really enjoy my time with them. And it's really good to give your experience to the kids and youth, and
but dealing
to
with
feel
kids is
happy.
not that easy.
It's not that easy, but
Yeah.
you really feel very happy when they learn something and achieve something from you. So it's really good to give them what I already took from my coaches and my parents and everything. We have to also look for them.
Yeah.
And this is the social life. Like I go out with them. They just made me a party right now, so it's really nice. I do really enjoy it with badminton, with my work and pharmacy. In every place, this is a social life. So. I'm not really missing anything. I thought that I was missing all the outings during school, during high school, but no, this is not the real thing. The real thing is when you achieve something, you feel really happy and proud of what you did, and good time management is really the way of getting the best from life.
Yeah. About badminton, whenever it's not that popular, don't you think that this is a little bit frustrating, that you come with a medal or something and that the media is not that much supportive? I'm not going to take your opinion in that. Just say hello and you ask your teammate. Hello?
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 Ali? Ali, are you there?
He slept?
I'm sorry for the technical difficulty, but we are going to once again to try to reach Ali Al-Khatib, one also of the Egyptian badminton players who was there, and he took silver.
He just achieved silver together with Abdurrahman Kashkal in men's doubles, and also this is history because it's the first doubles all-African game medal for Egypt. So this is really a great achievement for them.
Then you answer the question I intended to ask Ali.
Well, I think that media now is starting to be better than before.
Great. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome anytime. Though actually on court there was not so much attention for badminton. Maybe there was for another sports, like when we went to the swimming, there was media there. Maybe it was not Egyptian one, but at least there was something. Badminton in Asia and in Europe, and it is so much
Popular.
So there is great attention from media about it. Maybe here in Egypt because it's not that popular, but actually, like,
Ali, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay,
Ali,
great.
how are you?
Say hello.
Hey, Hadia.
Hi Ali, how are you?
I'm fine. You?
I'm fine, thank you. Do you have some rest?
Ali, congratulations. I've just known from Hadia that you grabbed the silver medal there in Congo Brazzaville in all African Games. Congratulations.
Doubles, yeah. I got the silver.
Yeah, with Abdurrahman.
Thank you very much.
Of course, I'm happy for all of you guys, and I'm sorry if the media was not giving the suitable attention to you while you returned back to Egypt with medals from one of the most, I should say, significant African sports events like the All African Games. I was asking Hadia about media and about its role. So, may I have a promise that you are going to be my guest here in Score Sheet to talk more about your experience with badminton?
Yeah, no problem, of course, with that. It should be an honor.
Thank you.
Yeah,
would you like to ask Ali something or to say something to Ali?
Well, Ali, I would like you to talk about your best experience in All African Games in badminton when you got your medal.
My best experience.
Yeah?
Maybe maybe they were all bad, maybe.
Why? Why so negative? They were the best.
Because nobody congratulated me, I think. Nobody at all. I mean, maybe my teammates were very good. I love them all.
Why we are here? We are here to say congratulations, and I was just asking you to
my
come.
teammates, they are perfect, but and the coach, of course, Captain Mahmoud Daza, but nobody else, really.
Maybe
would you please add me to the short list you have?
Sorry?
Would you please add me to the short list you have?
Yes.
Please,
you're added.
Okay, Ali, congratulations. And congratulations first.
Thank you very much.
And this is not only to say that in front of the camera. I'm asking you to be one of my guests here as soon as possible in a new episode of a Score Sheet to tell us more about your experience with badminton, not only in the All African Games, but since you have started practicing badminton. Promise?
Yes. Thank you very much.
I think he's disappointed because of the media thing.
Thank you.
Maybe I'm so disappointed.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
This was my question about media and how media can play a role in the stamina or in making the champions in good spurt.
Yeah. I think he's a bit down because there was not so much attention for him on court. Like they got into the finals, which is a great thing, and there was maybe they were not no photographing for them or no video, like they were not on TV like the other finals, other sports maybe.
I promise, for us, this is going to change. And because of this, you're here. And I'm going to leave you with a promise that this is not going to be the last time on Score Sheet.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Hadia Hosni, thank you very much for being with us. And I hope that you are going to realize all your dreams, are going to lead more stories of success, and we are going to be with you a day after the other on your way to Rio de Janeiro, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Right after the short break, we are going to be back with more on Score Sheet, so stay tuned only on Nile TV International. Welcome back. As usual, we do have plenty of sports news and sports items, and the main banners which were published on many of our national and also international websites we do have here to tell you more about many other sports. Well, our first headline is coming from Al Ahli's website, speaking about Fathi Mabrouk. Mabrouk remains as Al Ahli coach next season. Fathi Mabrouk was named as the team's coach in May following the sacking of Juan Carlos Garrido, but Al Ahli announced that the team's coach Mabrouk will remain in his post until the end of next season, ending that speculations over the future of Mabrouk with the club. Well, Mabrouk helped the team to earn some positive results in the domestic league, especially after a 2-0 win over El Zamalek, who won the league title. And to speak more about the achievements of Mabrouk, the latest was yesterday's victory over Stade Mali in the Confederation Cup semis. Malian side Stade Malien in Cairo. The match took place on Saturday. And Al Ahli is the defending champion of this title. Taking you to Mohamed Salah, and this piece of news was very much surprising for me, at least, with FIFA to investigate Egypt's Salah and Chelsea following Fiorentina complaint. I didn't know that Fiorentina is going to complain after Salah. Salah is owned by Chelsea and was on loan at Fiorentina last season. Football's global governing body FIFA confirmed on Friday they have received a complaint from Serie A side Fiorentina about Mohamed Salah's move to Roma this summer. Salah, 23, joined Roma on a season-long loan from English Premier League champions Chelsea this summer, following a protracted saga regarding his future. Then, the FIFA spokesperson said, "We can confirm having received a complaint from the Italian club, Fiorentina, against the English club, Chelsea, and the player Mohamed Salah for breaching the contract. The matter is still pending and being investigated." Chelsea's technical director, Michael Imanello, has defended their loan policy after dozens of players left the club this summer to go out on loan. We hope that this is going to end that soon for Salah, and nothing is going to be an obstacle on his way as a professional outside Egypt. To some good news at last. Egypt lifts crowd ban for national team matches. We hope that this is going to be a step forward. Egypt will allow fans to attend any match involving the national team, as said by the sports minister, signaling a possible gradual easing of restrictions on fan attendance after a crowd ban was imposed following the football tragedy in February 2012. Khaled Abdelaziz, the Minister of Sports and Youth, told reporters that Egypt will enjoy the backing of their fans when they play home matches in the qualifying campaigns for the 2017 African Cup of Nations and 2018 World Cup. The Pharaohs had to do without their supporters when they crushed Tanzania 3-0 in Alexandria in their opening Group G game of the Nations Cup qualifiers in June. Khaled Abdelaziz added that the fan support is crucial to Egypt's chances in the Nations Cup and World Cup. The authorities are aware of the importance of having the fans back in the stands. Abdelaziz also said the fans will be present should Al Ahli and Al Zamalek meet in the African Confederation Cup, the continent's secondary club competition, citing the regulations of the African governing body CAF. And since we are talking about the Confederation Cup, El Zamalek also did it, and they won Orlando Pirates of South Africa 4-1 to make sure that they are on top of their group. So congratulations. And it seems that Al Ahli and Al Zamalek are going to meet not only in the domestic championships or the domestic tournaments here, but also the African ones. But this is for the best interest of the Egyptian fans of football and the Egyptian football in general. Whenever an Egyptian club is going to be crowned as the Confederation Cup title holder, this is great for the Egyptian football. Let's remember the general. And the general, whenever football is mentioned, football in Egypt is mentioned, then he is Mahmoud Al-Gohri. Mahmoud Al-Gohri, this legendary coach who took Egypt to the World Cup for, I think, the only one in modern history. in the past 20 years, to be accurate. Cairo Square, named after Egyptian coaching legend Mahmoud El Gohari, as we are remembering him as his it's the third anniversary or after his death. Cairo Square was named after coach Mahmoud El Gohari, as authorities decided to honor the iconic football figure on the third anniversary of his death. El Gohari passed away on the 3rd of September 2012 at the age of 74 after some memorable achievements, including guiding Egypt to a rare World Cup appearance in 1990, their last to date. A square in Nasr City district now called Captain Mahmoud El Gohari Square. If you listen to many, not only of the fans, of the players who were coached by Mahmoud El Gohari in many generations, you would really know how much he was a legendary, of a kind, someone who knew well how to deal with every and each psychic state of his players. So may God may God bless his soul and rest in peace, General. Taking you to FIFA and to Prince Ali ibn al-Hussein. Prince Ali ibn al-Hussein, as you all know, that he was the one rival of Sepp Blatter in the latest presidential elections last May, and he decided to go once more for the same elections. But this time he is not going to be competing with Sepp Blatter. He's going to be competing with many other rivals. We wish the best of luck for the Arab prince. Prince Ali says, "Will stand again for FIFA." Prince Ali ibn al-Hussein of Jordan is back in the race to be elected FIFA president, having declared his candidacy 4 months after losing May's vote to Sepp Blatter. "I've decided to launch my candidacy for the presidency of FIFA for the second time." Well, Prince Ali is the third heavyweight to declare, following UEFA chief Michel Platini of France and former Asia Vice President Chung Mong-yoon of South Korea. I don't know the coming piece of news. Would you consider it bad? Would you or nice or what? Because it's really a mix of all these emotions together. Paris Saint-Germain to give €1 million to help tackle the migrant crisis. Paris Saint-Germain will donate €1 million to the United Nations Refugee Agency and a French non-profit association to help relieve the migrant crisis. A group of migrants arrived in France on Wednesday after an overnight bus trip from Germany, the first among around 1,000 that French President François Hollande pledged to receive from the neighboring country. And also, before leaving this and before saying thank you very much for what you have done, not only Paris Saint-Germain, who decided to help or to donate money, huge sums of money to be accurate for the migrants, also in Germany, many of the Bundesliga teams also decided to do so. Even they went to the green pitch with kids from the migrants there to enjoy their times and to feel that they are human beings. They have the right to live and they have the right to enjoy their childhood with the others all over the world. This chaotic situation and the bloodshed in their homeland. We are still with Paris, but with Paris submitting its candidacy to IOC to host the 2024 Games. Paris has officially declared itself a candidate to host the 2024 Olympic Games by submitting its letter of intention to the International Olympic Committee on Saturday. And the decision on the 2024 host city will be taken at the IOC Congress Lima in September 2017. Well, Budapest, Hamburg, Los Angeles and Rome have also declared the interest to host the games in 2024. So it's going to be a very hard and difficult competition among those cities who is going to be the host of the 2024 games. Well, we are going to end that fast, but I promise that we are going to speak in detail about that in another episodes of in Score Sheet. Ranim El Walili. Finally, we have Ranim El Walili as the first Egyptian player to become the world #1. Nicole David of Malaysia took this title for such years. Now Raneem is ranking #1. She is honored by all the fans, and she is going to be honored by His Excellency Minister of Sports and Youth, Engineer Khalid Abdelaziz, tomorrow, inshallah, in the headquarters, at the headquarters of the ministry. Raneem Al-Wilali became the first Egyptian to be world #1. I'm so confused about this. I mean, yes, I have reached the #1 spot. Yes, I'm super happy that I achieved that, and I've always wanted to be #1, to the point that sometimes people made fun of me for saying that this is exactly my target and goal out loud. Raneem told the squash website these statements right after the achievement. I'm also very aware of the fact that I'm not sitting there comfortably. I'm barely touching it, meaning that she should do a lot of other efforts to remain on top of the world ranking. Congratulations, Raneem. We wish that you are going to remain on top of the world ranking. We are going to speak about this achievement in detail in other episodes of Score Sheet, but unfortunately now we are running out of time. But before we go, let me thank my dear crew, the crew of Studio 35, Dr. Muhammad Rabia, my director, the coaching buddy, or the directing buddy, Muhammad Rabia, Amr Fathallah, and of course my DOPs here. On behalf of me, also Nermin Abdurrahman, many thanks for watching. See you next week, same time on Nile TV International, and as usual, Assalamu alaikum.